Hi guys, hi everyone. Welcome back to this channel. In this video I'm going to be talking about my dislikes being in Canada. My last video I talked about the likes. If you haven't watched that, I'll link that in my at the top, the card at the top, and my description box below. Please watch out for that, and please watch that video. You'll enjoy that. So in this video I'll talk about my dislikes in Canada. Now this is, like I said, my experience. It's not, doesn't mean it's your experience or everybody experiences my experience. So yeah, and as a form of disclaimer, I'm not saying this video to complain or to say, dislikes doesn't mean that it's the end of the world or anything like that. It's not terrible. And let me just put it out there, right? I'm living here and I know what I'm saying. If it's so bad, then I'm not going to be able to live here, right? So dislikes doesn't mean that it's so bad. In case you want to come to Canada, don't let it scare you away. It's just something that just my dislikes, just my experience. Can you guess my first dislike? Just guess now. Guess. I'm waiting for you to guess it in the comment section. You guessed right. The weather. Oh my gosh. I can talk about the weather from now till tomorrow and I will not be done. I cannot get used to this weather. I can. My number one dislike in this Canada is the weather. The weather, okay. Like I said, I already talked about these things, like this weather issue. I already talked about this in my culture shock. It was a big shock for me. So definitely one of my dislikes is the weather. I have this app on my phone, which I think everybody does on iPhone, the weather app. And I always check the weather, right? Randomly. It doesn't even have to be when I'm going out. I check the weather, like, I check Toronto, I'm seeing 5 degrees. Toronto, okay. I check Vancouver, I'm seeing maybe -1. I check Saskatchewan, I think Saskatchewan or Saskatoon, I don't know. I think they have the same weather as Manitoba, as Winnipeg. So when I see Saskatchewan, I'm seeing -20. I'm like, okay, these people, okay, you're trying. And then I go to Lagos, which is Nigeria, and I see 35 degrees. And I go to Winnipeg, and I'm seeing -35 degrees. Please explain to me how it's fair. Explain to me how I'm supposed to get used to this weather when I'm coming from 35 degrees and I'm in -35. I can't get used to this weather, guys. I can't. And I don't think it's the kind of weather I can get used to. Sometimes people ask you on the phone, oh, how are you doing? How is the weather like? I hope you've gotten used to the weather, just like a form of greeting. Sis, bro, I cannot get used to this weather. Even people that live here, they've not gotten used to the weather. If they have gotten used to the weather, they wouldn't go out with jackets on. You still see people that have lived here all their lives, they are still cold. How do you expect me to be normal? How do you expect me to be okay in this weather? It's -35 degrees, -40, -50 degrees. What are you doing? It's too cold. So I can, like I said, I can go on and on. I can babble and, blab about the weather. I'm not complaining. I'm just ranting. I don't know if that's what I'm doing. I'm just ranting about the weather. Doesn't mean I'm complaining. But the weather, I'm done. That's my first dislike for sure. The weather. And the weather. There are so many things I can see on the weather as well, because it's not just even being cold. It's not just even me just being cold on my body. It's that it affects a lot of things. My hair right now, which is what you're seeing. This hair, if I tell you how many times I've cut my hair since I arrived in Canada, and I've seen that that's a trend with all like Black African ladies that arrive in Canada. If they have like long, luscious hair, and when they come to it doesn't have to be Canada though, like cold countries, they end up cutting the hair. It doesn't do well with hair, with like natural hair. It doesn't do well with it because the weather is dry. But I've cut my hair 4 times since I came to Canada. I've been in Canada for 4 years. Almost 4 years, 3 years and some months. My hair was just a mess and I had to cut it. But anyways, the weather is my first thing I'm going to talk about. The weather. Next point, or the next dislike for me, is it's not so much a big deal, is the time difference with Nigeria. I just don't like that I have like it's 6 hours time away, like a 6 hours time difference from Nigeria. I mean, it's not Canada's fault. It's not something. It's not like a problem in Canada, but I don't like that I have that time difference there. So I always have to book appointments with my parents, or my family, or with anybody from Nigeria to just speak with them. Like you get to, I mean, that's not so terrible thinking about it now, but that was something I struggled with when I first came. I was missing out on a lot of like things, like I wasn't keeping in touch with people anymore because there was time difference. When I'm sleeping, they're awake. When I'm awake, they are sleeping. You get it? So that was something I didn't really like. I still don't like it, to be honest, but it's not a big deal. Like, it's not a problem for me. It's just one of those things I want to mention. And also under that, the daylight saving. I've tried to read up on this daylight saving. How do we lose a time? How do we lose 1 hour? If you understand, please, I beg you in the name of God, explain to me in the comment section how it's possible that do we lose 1 hour? Just literally like some days ago, we lost 1 hour. Like it was 7 hours. Like, okay, if I'm going to compare to Nigeria, the time difference from here to Nigeria was 7 hours. But this March we lost, like, did we lose it? Like, what happened? How is it that it jumps 1 hour? Maybe the globe revolves around the sun. I don't want to know the geography or whatever, all of those things. Maybe I should actually know that, but it's weird. It's shall weird for me. It's weird. Like, how do you lose 1 hour? And then in November we're going to gain it back. I think people enjoy gaining it back because then they gain 1 hour of sleep than to lose 1 hour of sleep. You get it? Okay, my next point would be, you know, it can get really lonely in Canada because, especially if you don't stay here. Like, for example, I'm from Nigeria, like I said. Like, I mean, my family is in Nigeria. Of course, it's gonna get lonely. I don't have any family here. It's just me in Canada. But I'm so grateful. I'm very favored to have my friend. He happens to be my roommate as well. So that has helped me a whole lot. I have friends as well. The church is a big community. Like, I'm so grateful for the church I attend. It's a big community for me. I just imagine people that don't attend church or people that don't have friends in Canada, or just talking to somebody, another human being. That's how God created us. We're supposed to relate with people. That fellowship is very important. So coming from Nigeria to this place, that's another thing. Canada is a strange land. It can get lonely. That's something I don't like about that. Like I said, it's not something that happens in Canada. It's not like it's Canada's fault. You get it? Like the weather now, for example, it happens in Canada, but dislikes about being in Canada, that's what I'm trying to explain. One dislike about being in Canada is that loneliness can happen. I miss Nigerian dishes. Like, there are times I'll be craving things ewa going. Hey, ewa going, that authentic Nigerian ewa going. Like, you would hear, you buy food from, they have like African stores and you have African restaurants. It's not the same thing. You see, you know, they cook. Not be the same thing now. You know, they cook this thing where, but we can't blame them because they really have Nigerian foodstuffs that they can use to get that taste. I really don't know, but there are times I miss Nigerian dishes. You get it. There are times you want to, get something. In Nigeria, you just buy something on the street. You can buy gala on the road, you can buy pop-off on the street, you get it. I'm just used to my Nigerian food. I'm used to the Nigerian ewedu amala, bola, abi what they call that one. You know, amala, ewedu and gbegiri. There are some stores that actually get that taste when you want. Like, there's some stores in this Canada that get that taste, but still, it's not the same authentic taste. You would want to eat moi moi, abacha, father rice, you eat ayamase. Eforivo foods are the things that we are missing in Nigeria. So, but this is something that you got to live with. And this will be my last point, anyways. But the healthcare system in Canada, it needs to be worked on. It needs to be worked on, please. I don't know who's gonna be able to see this video, but please, guys, work on your healthcare system, because I have experienced this one. So there's never someone told me. I've experienced it. So how is it that people can have access to hospitals as I don't understand. Like, what I'm trying to say is that, okay, for example, I remember one time like that, I was I wasn't feeling well at all. Like I was in school, I wasn't feeling well. Like it got so bad. I don't normally go to hospitals myself. Like in Nigeria, there my mom would just force me to go to hospitals when things are bad. That day I wasn't feeling well at all. I think I had tummy pain, I had headache, I had a lot of things. I was just like, what's happening? Like I knew that that drugs wouldn't work for that. It was something bad. I walked into a clinic. I think it was just very close to my school. So it was not even a clinic, it's a health center. It's the health sciences center. I walked into that place. I saw one of the nurses and then one of the people at the reception, and they asked me, I was like, sorry, I want to see the doctor. They were like, oh, do you have an appointment? I was like, no. They were like, okay, so which doctor do you want to see? Like they were just confused, like you can't just tell me wants to see a doctor. Who? Which doctor does? Do you have an appointment? No. Okay, which doctor does see? I'm like, I don't know any doctor now. I'm just coming for the first time. I'm just literally coming. Like I'm new in Canada. I'm new. I don't know anything. They were like, okay, but you have to kind of have a doctor. You can't just come and see. Like, you know, it's just like they were just confused. So I was confused because, auntie, I am not feeling well. Like, do you want to faint before you know that you know that I actually left that place without them attending to me? Like, I left that place, they didn't attend to me. Like, I'm just like, who goes to a hospital because they are sick and leave the hospital sick without being attended to? It doesn't make any sense. Even if I don't know. It was later I realized that there's a walk-in clinic and there's a special, I think that's a specialized hospital, like a health center is. Yeah, you can't just, I don't know if they have like doctors on call. I really don't know what's happening. Like the healthcare system is weird here. Like someone can literally be sick and the person can't get attended to. Okay, another example. I think it was 2021, 2 years ago. I had an accident. A car hit me. I went to the hospital in emergency. I'm so grateful that it wasn't like a very big deal. Like I had I think I fractured I think it was either my left or my right hand. I can't remember because it wasn't a big deal. And then I had some bruises. Anyway, it was an accident, to be honest. Something it could have been internal bleeding. There could have been something brain damage. I don't know. But I went to the emergency, and guess what? I sat down in that emergency for hours. I can't. I was just like, guys, please, Canada healthcare system, it needs to do better. I wouldn't say it's terrible, but it can be better. If it was in Nigeria, I can walk into any hospital and I will be treated. Like literally, the only thing you have to do, you probably have to wait for some time, but you attended to. You can't just leave hospital without being attended to. The emergency that day, I was there, all good and fine. They attended to me, but I thought the emergency was supposed to be like a fast thing. It's urgent. It was when they asked me, you're like, oh, you were hit by a car. I'm like, yes. So is it because I did know my neck wasn't like this and my hand wasn't like this? That's why people don't have to attend to me. And I think in an emergency, they look at you based on your pain threshold or what. I don't know. If you're just sitting down there quiet, they won't attend to you. I've been to emergency like a couple of times and I won't go there again because it's a waste of time. I've been there and they wasted my time. I just sat down there doing nothing, waiting for my turn. There was a time I was actually in a lot of pain, My tummy it was like I was dying at that point. That was when they now attended to me. Like I went there, I think they saw me in under 30 minutes because I was literally on the floor. Yeah, I'm just like, oh, literally. So really, I had to be on the floor before you can actually attend to me. Well done. But anyways, I'm just ranting, guys. I don't know if they need to make more hospitals or if they need to employ more people or what. I really don't know. And just imagine if that happens. Imagine how surgery is going to be. Like to book a surgery here, it takes months. What if the thing ruptures? What if there's something that's so bad in the person's body? To even get medicine is the whole ball game. And I don't know if it's just for international students or if it's just a general thing. But from what I've heard, I think it might be a general thing. But I think they should work on the healthcare system. It can be improved on, I think. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate you watching this video to the end. Thank you for sticking around to the end. If you watch up until this point, you are the best. Just please support me by liking, commenting, and sharing this video. Subscribe to my channel. Yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.